Boxing greats like Lennox Lewis, Reuben Hurricane Carter, and George Chuvalo are well remembered by those who love the sport. But few remember another boxer from the North, Jewish-Canadian welterweight boxing champion, Sammy Luftspring. Born in 1916, Sammy grew up in the hustle and bustle of Kensington Market, the heart of Toronto's Jewish immigrant community at the time. Sammy's parents were working-class Jews who emigrated from Eastern Europe. He started his boxing training at the Brunswick Young Men's Hebrew Association and fought his first welterweight match at age 16. Sammy was a natural. Over his career, he competed in 105 fights and only lost 5. And although he was famous for his fighting prowess, it was his Jewish pride that made a lasting impression, as Sammy always fought with a Star of David printed on his boxing shorts, a fearless symbol against the rampant anti-Semitism happening across the globe. By 1933, he was the Ontario lightweight champion, and in 1936, he was selected for the Canadian team to compete in the Berlin Olympics. But Berlin was the center of Nazi Germany and host to truly horrific treatment and crimes against Jews. So Sammy, at the urging of the community and the Canadian Jewish Congress, put aside his dreams of competing in the Olympics and boycotted the games in protest. Sammy, along with fellow Jewish boxer Baby Yak, set their sights on the People's Olympics, taking place in the same year in Barcelona. But this was not to be their moment. Civil war broke out on the eve of the ceremonies, canceling the games. However, standing up for his beliefs didn't slow Sammy down. In fact, this series of disappointments launched Sammy from amateur to professional. And in 1938, he won the Canadian welterweight championship after a 15-round fight. When a career-ending blow in 1940 left him blind in one eye, Sammy pivoted and began his new career as a boxing referee. He spent the next several decades refereeing some of the most celebrated fights of that time, including a 1975 exhibition boxathon featuring George Foreman at Maple Leaf Gardens. At the end of his career, Sammy became deeply involved in the music scene, running several nightclubs and attracting mega acts to Toronto, like Henry Youngman, Vic Damone, and Tony Bennett. Sammy was also a devoted family man and father of 2. Throughout his career, he stayed connected to his immigrant roots and was deeply involved in his Jewish community. Sammy was inducted into Canada's Sports Hall of Fame in 1985. Despite the hardships of immigrant life and the blatant anti-Semitism of the 1930s and 40s, Jewish Canadians like Sammy helped shape our collective history and served as visible role models and symbols of pride for their community. His story serves as inspiration for young athletes from a huge range of ethnic, religious, and racialized groups to stay true to their heritage while chasing their dreams.